Lisa Coffey, thank you so much for joining us here on Racing X and allowing us to come to the grand opening of Racing Hearts Therapy here at the McIntyre Centre. Firstly, can you tell us about your background and what inspired you to start Racing Hearts Therapy?
Thanks a million, Bella. So my background is I rode track work and I had a jockey's licence for a short period in Ireland. I flew Coolmore and Aidan O'Brien's horses all around the world, which gave me the bug to travel. I then came to Australia and worked for Racing Victoria, teaching apprentice jockeys and track riders, stable hands, how to do their jobs. And I had also qualified as a psychologist because I saw a gap in the racing industry for some mental health support for the racing industry participants, or people that worked in the stables. So I had my psychology degree. At the same time, Racing Victoria were establishing their off-the-track programme, and one of the gaps in the programme were they found it quite hard to find homes for those horses that didn't have a whole lot of options when they finished. So horses that weren't really athletic enough for equestrian disciplines, horses that were maybe not pretty enough for the show ring, older horses, broodmares, that kind of thing. So I thought, what better way to integrate those horses into psychology and merge the two and have equine-assisted therapy. So that's just how Racing Hearts started.
It's truly incredible, and all of us in racing understand the connection between horse and human and how valuable that is. So what sort of an effect do you see on your participants, particularly with disabilities or mental illness, as they come through the program and bond with a thoroughbred?
The changes are really profound in some of our clients. I think one of my most memorable clients that we've had was a client down in our Melbourne base, and he was a very young boy who had selective mutism, and he came to a school holiday program. He was a regular client, but he came to a school holiday program. He hadn't spoken, I think, in maybe about 3 or 4 years, which is quite a long time. Didn't speak at school. Had him on the horse at the end of the week, and we did a little relay race, and he trotted towards the end of the finish line and he won. And he started jumping up and down in the saddle and literally screamed with his hands in the air saying, "I won this thing, I won!" And everyone in the arena just stopped and stared, and I think everyone cried. But I mean, that was the difference between a room-based counsellor for him and having equine-assisted therapy, in that we were able to offer him activities that gave him a sense of purpose. That gave him a huge sense of achievement. After that, he started to talk to everybody, and it's almost like it just opened the floodgates for him to start talking again. But he just always talked about the horses. So he would go home and talk about the horses. He'd go to school and talk about the horses. His favourite horse was a horse called Lagerfeld that raced for Kieran Maher. This boy I think he was 8 years of age. He was about this size. Lagerfeld is about 16 too. He's this size. But it just speaks to how amazing retired racehorses are for this work as well, and how gentle and sentient and how aware they are of what's going on with us.
They're such a good mirror of our personalities, aren't they? And they can draw out the best in you.
Yes.
So if there were anything that you could give to anyone who was looking to take home a retired racehorse, what would your advice be?
If anyone was interested in taking home a retired racehorse, my best piece of advice would be to find a really amazing retrainer that was able to retrain your horse for the specific activity that you wanted to do. So whether it's show jumping or eventing or dressage, if it's therapy, if it's riding for someone with a disability, whatever it is, just find a retrainer that's able to train to that discipline or to that activity, and wait for the right horse to come along. The prettiest horse is not always necessarily going to be the one for you. The one that's the most athletic might not be the one. I'm a really big believer in a connection, like an emotional connection, and you only get that from feeling energy from actually being with the animal. So take your time to find the right horse, find a really good retrainer, and go from there.
That's beautiful advice, and I know that you do retraining here at Racing Hearts Therapy, but could you tell our audience, if they wanted to get involved with Racing Hearts Therapy, from volunteer to corporate, how can they get involved?
So the easiest way to get involved with Racing Hearts is to go on our website. We have volunteers, we're always looking for coaches, we're probably always looking for mental health professionals. Anyone that wants to just come and work with the horses, give us a call, send us an email, and we have something here for everyone.
Brilliant. Well, thank you so much, Lisa, and congratulations on such a successful opening. I can't wait to see what the future holds for Racing Hearts Therapy.
Thank you very much.